Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another Sunday talk. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a complete full breakdown, starting with Bitcoin, and I'm going to go with gold, indices, and even some pairs right now for this upcoming week. It's going to be the beginning of November. It's the last 2 months of the year, and as you know, as we can see, a lot of things are still going on. Markets are still strongly bearish. So let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin right here to show you what I'm seeing, the kind of predictions, and what could happen in the last couple of months of this year. So let's go ahead and start. I'm on the weekly time frame right here on gold. We see that, of course, the price was very overbought at some point. It got to the 68,000, 69,000. Yeah, 69,000. And then after that, the market just continued, just had a big crash. So this drop started on November 2021. That's when it started. I think the price was definitely very overbought, and the whales or big guys were just taking profits, and that's why it started dumping for the first time. Then we had fear. Then January started. January is when the things started getting very bad this year. With inflation and all that stuff. So right here we see that market is reaching a previous high. Okay, very important high in the past. Very important. This was the first time ever the market reached almost 20,000 right here. I think it reached it. Yeah, it reached the 20,000 peak and then corrected. Now things are different, of course, the situation right now. So we know we're definitely on a very strong support right there, and that's basically the 20,000 level. So the 20,000 level is about here. If you guys are not into cryptos, you can perhaps maybe try to move the video a little bit forward. If you feel like you don't trade crypto, you don't trade Bitcoin, you can skip it. But I recommend you sticking out till the end of the video. This is definitely fire. So, all right, there we go. So let's go to the daily, and what we're seeing so far. Let's see. I had a big momentum here, big crash. We can clearly see that there is some type of formation right here. All right, it's a nice bearish flag right here. Let's see if we can draw it. Let's say from here, from the top. It's just a very quick raw drawing. Could be a wedge formation. Yeah, this is just a wedge formation. Let's just do it this way then. All right, could be just like that. It could be the actual channel. And overall, definitely it is a bearish formation. You see the price drop, continue dropping. Now recently had created some sort of spike right here. It's got to be some type of news going on right there. What do we have? The market created, of course, we do have a potential order block here at the top. Right? We do have the liquidity. Market has been consolidating for a long time. So of course, whenever the price consolidates, it builds up liquidity. Of course, below these lows and above these highs. Okay, all of this are above and below. This is liquidity. All right, so market is taking the liquidity now, most likely to somewhere in this area. Okay, to then perhaps coming back down. All right, I don't think it will be correcting at all. For the remaining of this year, no. For the next year, we'll see how January starts, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Let me go ahead now and jump on gold. That's basically what I'm seeing on Bitcoin for the next couple of days. Maybe the price will be bullish. And if we go on gold right here, very important, the structure right now. See what is actually happening. This is a very strong support in the past, right? The price has been bouncing off. Very strong support. right? For even for a couple of years in the past. So recently, the market broke below, right here, broke below, kind of like did a little pullback correction, touching an order block right here at the top, then another drop. So it's coming back down again below that support, that resistance down. And now it's just struggling, seriously struggling here to continue pushing up. However, you see at the bottom right here, see a nice, also a nice buy formation, nice channel, breakout of the channel, bullish flag. Right here, the price is kind of struggling. If we go on a 1 hour, the reason why this could have dropped is because of this. We go on a 1 hour, we see a nice crash right there. You see that drop, all the imbalance. The balance was covered with just this touch right there. Boom, touch that 1 hour order block. The market, of course, taking this liquidity right here, boom, mitigating, and now drop. Now this drop, let's see if what it's going to do is actually now reach this other order block at the bottom, right here, right? And maybe, you know, price is creating equal lows. When a price creates equal lows, you know, that's liquidity. Okay, so it most likely will be doing something like this. So I'm seeing the price maybe pushing up a little bit and then maybe failing, you know, and then maybe touching somewhere here to then maybe buy again, at least to that zone, back to that zone, at least. So this is the movement I'm kind of seeing on gold. Unfortunately, I'm still like looking for the buy here in this area, but now seeing this perspective from this moment, we do have imbalance. So this order block definitely right here, this aggressive buy, I'm sure the market, or gold in this case, will try to, you know, take this liquidity out before maybe pushing back up. So I think this is definitely the formation. So going from this order block to now this order block to continue pushing up. So it may be bullish a little bit to then drop this week, to be honest. Especially, let's pay attention with the NFP, because this next week, of course, on Friday, we have the NFP. So this is going to be quite interesting. Right here on Nasdaq, this is what people wanted to see. What is going to happen to Nasdaq, to indices? You know that last week we had like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, they were all reporting earnings last week, and it was crazy. Like, market dropped because of that, had a big drop, especially on Nasdaq, because US 30 did not drop at all. US 30 actually was just skyrocketing. I will show you now, but especially on Nasdaq, the market actually dropped because of the reports, the earnings report. Then, of course, on Friday, the market actually ended up correcting that entire drop right there. So what I think is going to happen, we're still bearish, right? Of course, we're still bearish. If we go on a bigger time frame, we just know that the price is still strongly bearish. We're just seeing push, pullback, another push here. So we had a BOS, potential pullback correction here to somewhere maybe in this area right here, right? It looks like there is an order block right there, but let's see if it's going to start reacting somewhere there to then perhaps go selling and have another boss to the downside, another BOS. So in overall, the order flow is bearish. If we go on the daily, this is what we're seeing, right? Price, it's been kind of like consolidating equal highs. You know that when the market creates equal highs, this is very attractive for markets to take liquidity and to start stopping people out. So I think for between Monday and Thursday, the market may still continue bullish, okay, until maybe reaching this zone, to then perhaps on the NFP on Friday, we're going to start seeing some bearish reaction. Remember, this is not, this bullish things and the market's actually going up is not what the government wants from the United States. This is not what the government wants. The government wants the markets to crash. They are trying to squeeze everything up right now. They don't want people buying things. They don't want people, selling their houses or people buying houses. they don't want anything at the moment. They want the economy to be stopped, like it's happening in China, like the governments are trying to do in China for the past year, to try to bring economy, uh, like again, to slow down the inflation, to get everything up again. But that is going to take some time. That's why, government does not want these things to go up. So this is what I think is going to happen. Okay, based on what I'm seeing, I believe the market will continue bullish, right, until NFP on Friday. US 30. This is what I mean. You see, it is completely out of control right now. The market is fully complete bullish. If we go on 1 hour, all you see is just break of structures all the time to the upside. Last break of structure was right here, so non-stopping. This looks like the US 30 right now is looking like, yeah, there is no inflation, let's go, right? But that's not true. So let's see what's happening on the daily. Just on the daily right here, you see all this spike up. It's almost vertical, literally. I believe it's been the biggest push up ever, and it's not ever, but since this year at least. It's been very aggressively buying. Look at the size of these candles, and it's been pushing up. I'm on a daily time frame, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 candles to the upside, very strong. Like I mentioned, US 30 is like, I don't believe in anything, let's go ahead and buy the crap out of this thing. So far I want to see if this is just basically liquidity. The market is inducing people to buy. It's getting people excited. Oh my god, yes, this is the bottom. The market just hit rock bottom, now everything is going to go to the moon. I don't think so. So here we're having a few things. We're having on a daily time frame, the market is already touching an important order block. Now look where Nasdaq is, how far it is, how far. There's another order block here at the top. I'm not sure if maybe it's going to be reaching that one. I don't know. That's very far away. I'm not sure. But US 30, it's already like literally taking this one. There was a nice OB also here, but of course it didn't pay attention. This was like the actual liquidity. So this one is looking more attractive right now. At the top, maybe it's not looking that nice. Let's see on the weekly. And on the weekly, I'm seeing that this one right here could be maybe the one that it's going to be hit, because it's the top. Like maybe the change of character will be happening here. Above this high. If the price, for example, price is dropping, right? This is the highest point right there. So lower low, lower high, big lower low, lower high, lower low, right? If this push right here will break this high, then right here we can have our change of character. This is our last BOS, right? Change of character, maybe price pulling back to somewhere here, right? To then skyrocket. I don't think that's gonna happen. To be honest, I don't think so. But if it breaks it, that's a potential change of character, right? If the price continues pushing up, it's a potential change of character. Potential. I'm not saying it will, like it did here. Like everybody was also thinking in this push, when it was breaking this high, everybody was like, oh yes, this is it. This is the end of the crash. Markets will correct now, right? Price were breaking this high right here. People were so excited. Market was just inducing potential buyers or long-term buyers, right? And what the market did instead, after breaking there and inducing people to get in, boom, it crashed, even creating a new low. So be careful, just watch out, okay? Don't get excited with the buys. There are a couple of zones that we have to be paying attention. Either this one right here, that to see what's going to happen on Monday, if we're going to start reacting to the downside, the next, the first candle creation right here, or what is it going to continue pushing up? I think that because Nasdaq still needs to push up a little bit more, I think US 30 will also continue pushing up. Maybe this one is not going to be activated or anything like that. It's not going to react to this one. Maybe it's going to be reacting at the top. somewhere, like somewhere here at the top, we might be seeing something like this, right? To perhaps then drop. Or who knows, this thing can even spike up, just even wiping these guys out, you know, taking liquidity also right there before actually dropping. All I know is that NFP and the next CPI report, the government will hit them harder. They'll be like, oh, okay, so you are buying, right? Like everything is going up, right? Inflation is still very high, and economy is going up. Okay, well, let's go ahead and hit them harder. So that's what I think they're going to do, what the government is going to try to do. But let's see, anyways. You know, we're going to get prepared for that. To be honest, I don't think there is, like, the inflation has not reached rock bottom, and from this point the market will start pushing up. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is just the momentum. Maybe it did this the last for basically to close the month on a bullish. You see, this being the biggest month so far, October. On Monday, of course, is the last day of the month, but in overall for the trading, last week, or well, this past week, it was the last week of the month. But on Monday, oh, let's see if we're gonna maybe have, you know, another continuation. That maybe the price will continue pushing up. It's already bullish engulfing this monthly candle. You see, this year so far is the biggest candle since this year. This is the biggest month bullish for the US 30. Of course, if we go on Nasdaq, you don't see that on Nasdaq. If you go on Nasdaq, you know, it's not even bullish. It's just halfway still. It's a bullish candle, yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not that strong. If we go on S&P, it's almost like right there. At least it's higher than Nasdaq, but definitely on US 30, things were looking like, okay, we definitely reached rock bottom. And if you look at it as well, people like, okay, yeah, makes sense, right? The market has reached this nice resistance right there, and it's at the top, and now you have a big, beautiful bullish engulfing. So I think this is bull crap right here. This is just either manipulation or just artificial push, as I call it. It's all artificial, but hey, we'll just get prepared. S&P 500, as I mentioned as well. Let's go on 4 hour, right? There was an order block here, of course, failing. S&P 500, to understand, guys, S&P 500, the stocks, right, from Nasdaq and US 30, they are inside S&P 500. So you see that kind of like S&P 500 was like right in the middle. It did drop. It was it was trying so hard, but it did drop right here because of the Nasdaq stocks, of the tech stocks, right? But it was kind of, the drop was not that big because US 30 was still holding it. US 30 was pushing, the stocks from US 30 was pushing up so strong, but Nasdaq was melting, that S&P 500, literally, it dropped a little bit, but then corrected. And because, you know, you understand that all the stocks on US 30 and Nasdaq are inside the S&P. So, but that's basically why there is a bit of difference right now, okay? But especially Nasdaq, those who are asking why Nasdaq it looks so different right now, right? The drop was so big and US 30 didn't drop, is because of the tech stocks. These were the stocks from Nasdaq that were dropping really hard with the earnings report, right? And US 30 did not do that bad, so it wasn't that bad. So anyways, still, so I mentioned, still bullish. Yes, we do have another BOS right here to the upside. So market will most likely continue pushing up. Let's see until where. You see this, it's a bit further away. This order block, I'm not a fan of this one. I don't know, I would see this one right here, to see what's going to happen, if it's actually going to reach it. If you go on the weekly, same thing, right? And it's not even the top, like the top is very far away as well. For this to be considered a change of character, the market definitely has to go up and even break this high to maybe at some point consider a change of character. Other than that, no. It's just still bearish. So we have a push right here, a pullback, a big push, pullback, push, right? This push, they are breaking structure to the downside. If this right here, maybe it's just going to pull back to somewhere there to then drop. That's what I'm looking for, right? If it goes, it can even get this high as long as it doesn't break, right? It can still get this high and react there and then drop, right? Same thing, right? So it can either react here or react here. So that's what we're going to be looking for. But what I'm seeing is that, as I mentioned, until the NFP price may still continue bullish. That's what I'm seeing. That's it, like in overall, price may still continue just pushing up, right? So still a long way. Yeah, definitely, of course, this is very expensive right now. Like, it's very overbought. I would say we're going to expect some type of pullback, but then perhaps another continuation to the upside. So that is basically it with indices, guys. Okay, what I'm expecting. Now let's go ahead and jump into some pairs. I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to go to what I'm seeing basically in some pairs. So starting with Euro USD, we also see market direction is very strongly bearish right now, especially right now with all this what we're having in Europe, you know, and Russia and the gas and the energy crisis. All this thing will get very, very bad. So we have market has been creating breakup structures, you know, very strong pullbacks. You know, you see these highlights right there. Those are the higher highs. I'm sorry, higher lows and lower lows. Okay. Recently, the price, of course, this is the last low. So far, the market looks like it wants to go up. I'm seeing even right here something I didn't mark up before, but this could be what's happening right now. This could be our order block right here after this aggressive sale, right? So price is touching already the 50% on the order block, and it has reacted, actually retraced. It did retrace. If we go on the daily, let's see what we have on the daily. Market has recently, of course, breaking this high, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's just basically grabbing liquidity. It looks like a nice W formation. This is like an advanced pattern. I remember when I used to trade this type of patterns. So yeah, definitely the direction is bearish. Let's go to 4 hour. If we go to 4 hour, just trying to, you know, refine the entry. There is a nice imbalance here left, still left, you know, and nice order block. So this is a potential sale, okay, that is coming. I'm not sure if maybe the price can even fail already from here. It has happened before. I have seen it. The market is not even, you know, if the selling pressure is so strong after the taking the liquidity right there, the market can just simply fail and never activate this thing at the top. So just be careful, okay? I'm not sending this or telling you that this is a signal or anything like that. It's something for you to consider. This is still a very, very big time frame, you know, H4. So there's a lot of things to watch still in here, okay? Price, once it pushes up, you know, there's a lot of things to consider in this area to see if you can actually go buy and or sell it, right? Not necessarily because you have this potential OB, the market means that it will crash from here, okay? If you want to understand more of these things, I recommend you go check in my website. I am actually offering a course. I'm teaching especially order blocks as well, and just go ahead and check it out. Let me go ahead and now go on USD CHF. Again, this is another potential scenario. I'm not saying that will work, okay? Please don't take these things as signal, okay? I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just showing what I think it may happen based on market structure. So, seeing a breakout. Recently, I'm seeing a breakout of a structure. The price has, of course, we have our last BOS to the upside. Price, for some reason, failed very strong, right? Nice bearish flag, by the way, right here. The price dropped. Look at that breakout of that trend line right there. Very aggressive breakout right there. A lot of momentum, right? Price drop and breaking this previous low. So this, it's already, it's really nice that we have the trend. And now that breakout confirms the breakout of the trend line plus now the breakout, and it's definitely like showing you the change of direction, the potential change of direction. So we have an order block right here, and hey, we have another order block at the top. So market can literally go to any of those two, right? I am liking, of course, this one. Okay, this one also have, imbalance, also have liquidity, above this height. So you could be liquidated on this one. You could actually, the price can continue pushing up, activate this OB before actually dropping. That's very possible. Okay, so please be careful. This is something for you to analyze, to study, to get prepared. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so nice imbalance right there, the water block, this right here. Let's see if it's at least going to reach that one to then break this previous low. At least this would be a nice 1 to 12 risk to reward if it plays out. Okay, so I mentioned things can get very messy this week, especially this week now with the NFP. Things can start actually getting quite choppy. This is a setup I spotted this this week. I missed the entry. I'm not that it's not that I sent this entry right there before it happened. I just started watching it after it happened. So I was studying it for back testing and starting to see like everything. Like for example, if we go on 4 hour or bigger time frame, we see that we're totally bearish. We're still bearish, right? The order flow in the direction of the market is bearish. If we go on H4, what do we have? On H4, we have consolidation. Market consolidated. You know when consolidates, you already know, right? So market took that liquidity, all this liquidity right here, took it out. Nice order block at the top. Nice imbalance, of course. The price touched even the 50% right here. As soon as it touched it, H4, be careful. If you start scaling in smaller time frames now, let's go to perhaps 50 minutes. So in 50 minutes now, you're starting to see that once the market touches the 50%, immediately there is a strong reaction, and that drop right there broke this previous low, right? This was the last BOS. Now it creates my change of character. When it creates a change of character, the price drops, of course, even breaking this previous low as well. So pulls back very strong to where? There was a potential order block right here that was never touched. This one was not touched. See, it was not touched. Almost. They missed it by a few pips. And then from there, actually a drop, right? A big fail. Immediately right here, this big drop right there. So what I was seeing for practicing, I was going in smaller time frames, 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute. I think I saw the entry or the potential entry on the 3 minute, if I'm not mistaken, or 1 minute. Yeah, it was 3 minute. Yeah, after the price like barely missing the actual order block, it dropped. Very strong momentum right there. You can take this, let me clean it. You can take this already as a signal, like the market failed, right? It means you on getting this one. But what do we have? We have a BOS right here, and we have a change of character right here. This is happening in very small time frame, right? Change of character happening right. Very aggressive sell. So when you're seeing aggressive sell, you have your order block formation. Okay, it's up to you right here. You want to go with the 50%, you want to go with the entire order block, it is up to you. All right, the entry would have been there, the stop right there, and the take profit. You know that on bigger time frame, right, the actual order flow is to the downside. So perhaps you could have taken the actual risk in there to hold it, either to the bottom or just to this low. You want to just take it to this low. This is already a 1 to 11 risk to reward. This is a beautiful trade already. That's literally all you need if you want to day trade. Now, if you want to hold it all the way to the bottom, that's swing trading. Okay, if you have the patience to hold it all the way to the bottom, because you know that now the market is definitely touching that OB on H4, and the market is potentially going to start reacting now to the downside. So it's up to you. You want to hold it and get a 1 to 50 risk to reward. That's it. You're making the 50% of your account right here. If you're risking only 1% per trade, right here you're making 50% back return. So you're making half of your account in this trade if you were able to spot. This is why I love trading order blocks. It gives you a long, very strong range, for risk to reward. So I think it's just simply continue to the downside. Right now, if we go on a 1 hour, perhaps market after breaking a structure here, my market will consolidate to, just to wait for the market to build up liquidity below, above these highs and below these lows, to then push up. Nice order block at the top as well. We do have imbalance, so price can just simply push up for a little bit to then crash, continue dropping, and then creating another break of a structure, another bust right there. So but in overall, as I mentioned, the direction still for odd USD is bearish. If we go now on the next one and the last pair that I'm going to be reviewing now for today, and these are actually kind of some free information that I'm giving to you guys, because I do explain these breakdowns pretty much every single day on my BIP group. Okay, if you're interested again on checking how and what I'm teaching right now, go ahead and check my website. There is a 20% discount on the bundle you will get. You get my course, mentorship, plus VIP signal group for life. Okay, recommend you go ahead and check it out if you really want to dig deep into this. So let's go ahead and now check the last pair, Euro CAD. So what do we have? Bearish, right? Again, market is strongly bearish. So recently, market, of course, I'm on the weekly time frame, price had dropped, very strong momentum, right? Big crash, consolidated this. I'm guessing this is starting on January, on June, starting on June. So consolidated for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months right there. Then now price pushing up, right? The same setup right here. The price pushing up. Now look at what's happening. Market, of course, created this nice OB. The price pushed up, touched the 50% on the order block, right? And immediately retraced. And this happened last week, right? This is the last week on Friday. They're basically closing, retracing and closing below this high. So that to me is inducement, okay? This is called inducement. I do have a video, couple of videos actually on this channel explaining what inducement is, the meaning of inducement and liquidity. I recommend you go ahead, check it out. I'll put it somewhere here, the link in the description, or at the top corner I will actually put a little tag in there so you can watch that video. So anyways, we do have the price close below, right? You already see in the big rejection right there in the order block, so that's a good sign on the weekly. So what I did is I went on 4 hour, and on 4 hour I'm seeing this right here, very strong. Look at what's happening on 4 hour. This, of course, this is the inducement that I showed on the weekly, right? This whole candles, this 4 hour candles going up, consolidating a little bit, and now big ass drop. All this movement right here you're seeing right now is the weak rejection on the weekly. You see, it looks on H4, it looks that the body actually closed above. They went here for a little bit and then dropped, right? But if you go on the weekly, it is just a week, right? That means that yes, this is definitely a strong rejection, and this is just inducement. The market was inducing buyers to get into this trade to perhaps continue buying. But what happened? Price dropped very strong, was inducing people out. When they saw this BOS, potential break of a structure in H4, they didn't think it was actually going to retrace, right? And that's what they did. So it was a big trap right there. So what do we have after the big trap? Look at all this imbalance behind. So I'm expecting the market to at some point pushed up, take liquidity right here, get liquidity, right? Pushing up, activating the actual order block, depending if you want to aim to the 50 or the entire order block, whatever you want to do this in this area, it's up to you. But so price pushed up, activate to then continue now to the downside, since that is the actual order flow in which the trend has been coming. We are still strongly bearish. Okay, again, this is just an analysis, a setup based on what I have seen before, based on experience, of course, and Please don't take this as signals. Don't go ahead and just place a sell limit order right away or do something. Don't do anything crazy, okay? Please just analyze yourself, make your own conclusions, right? And take your own risks. So again, if you want to see and dig deeper into how I'm trading right now, order blocks, imbalances, smart money concepts, if you like all these things right now, I recommend you going on my website, teamprofitsenglish.com. There is a bundle right there. There's a 20% discount right now that I'm offering, and you have my course. You will have my course, mentorship, and a VIP signal group for life. It's a one-time payment, guys. One-time payment, and that's it. You're part of the team forever. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you on the next Sunday talk. Take it easy, guys.